Our guest for Touch Base and Seoul this week, violinist Kim Bomsori, has been making headlines from a young age, winning awards in many competitions, including the ARD International Music Competition and the Queen Elizabeth Competition, just to name a few. Now based in Germany, the young virtuoso has recorded her first solo album with Deutsche Grammophon, a dream label for many classical artists, and to celebrate, she is about to go on tour in Korea. I'm very happy to say that Ms. Kim joins us via video call now. Ms. Kim, thank you for connecting with us today.
Thank you for having me. So nice to meet you.
Now, you are in Korea currently, but we're connecting with you via video because you are currently in your mandatory 2-week quarantine period, having only arrived in Korea recently. Well, despite the circumstances we find you in, thank you for connecting with us. How has the quarantine been? Are you at home?
Yeah, I'm at home and it's my quarantine day too. So it's been great because it's only been yeah.
How has it been dealing with the situation?
It's actually my fourth quarantine and I think
Right.
I had enough of this and I hope to have the vaccine later and then yeah, I'm ex- I'm excited to actually get this vaccine and be free and be exempted from this mandatory quarantine.
Sure, it sounds like you've been through enough quarantining for a while. Now, the first thing that will be striking to many Korean speakers, Ms. Kim, is your name,
Yeah.
Bomsori, because in English it would
Yes.
translate directly into the sound of spring, and it's such a striking and beautiful name. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, my name Bomsori is actually made by my grandfather. He gave it to me, and I was born in winter and not in spring. But he wanted me to person who can really bring and deliver some hopeful and great news to the world. So that's how my name uh, came from, and I'm very happy to have this name as a musician because it's really um, it's very I say great name for musician.
Right, many people have noted how fitting your name is to your music, seeing as you are such a wonderful and talented artist. I understand that you picked up the violin at the age of 5. What prompted you to begin playing?
I went to this concert by legendary Korean violinist Kyung Chung, and um, that was exactly when I was 5 year old, and my parents were very worried because I cried in that concert and quietly because because I just felt so much and the sound was very direct to my heart, so I couldn't bear even
Wow.
the emotion she gave. So that's how I fell in love with this instrument and the classical music. And and after that, I really asked to my parents to buy a violin and to give me the chance to learn.
So even at that young age, you could feel the music enough to be moved by it to the point of tears. That's amazing. When did you realize, though, that not only did you enjoy the music and enjoy playing, but that you had a real talent? Was it you or your family that recognized it?
Um, I I actually knew that I was talented in music generally, and I enjoyed making music with other instruments like piano, and I enjoyed singing for people. And but I didn't know that I mean the violin is the one I really went crazy for because violin was particularly really very difficult in the beginning, and it's really taking a lot of time, actually more than any other instruments, to get the bearable sound. In the beginning, the process to learn the violin was not easy because it's really making horrible horrible and bad sound,
Mm.
but I somehow enjoyed because I knew that it really will make amazing and the most touching sound it will make later because of the concert of Kyung Chung. And my teacher, actually Young Kim, was my inspiration when I was young too. So yeah, I had the belief.
Right, and you stuck with it, and then you ended up graduating from Seoul National University at the top of your class. Afterwards, received a full scholarship to the Juilliard School in the US as well. You went to receive multiple honors in international competitions, such as the ARD International Music Competition, the Tchaikovsky International Competition, the Queen Elizabeth Competition. The list goes on. You've had a stellar career. Looking back at those list of achievements, how do you feel?
I feel very grateful to have such chances, and also I met so many great people who helped me to get to this point, and also music itself was very, how can I say, it's just hard to describe, but it's just all about, I mean, my life is all about music, so it's been great, and I'm very thankful.
As I understand it, you've left the competition life behind you now and you're performing in concerts and recordings. How different is it from performing in a competition to performing in front of an audience?
It's actually, the competition is also about performing in front of the audience, but actually, the performing live, I have to say, it's even harder than the competition live because um, because in the competition, you people and the audience knows that I have been through this competition, like from first round to the semi-final round and the final
Mm,
rounds, so they know the circumstances. And but performing live, you, I mean, they don't expect you to be there like for, I mean, they don't know like what's your circumstances were like
mm.
before that performances. So I mean, they would expect the best from you, and I have to do really best, my best in every performances. That's the, I think that's the harder part of the performing life. And but it's, I mean, it's a lot more exciting and a lot more, I don't, happier because I can really meet so many people from a lot of countries, different countries and different places, different people. So I enjoy a lot more now.
It sounds like there's a lot of burden for you when you're performing, that people have expectations for you when they come to see you specifically rather than just at a competition. How do you deal with
Yes.
those nerves, that burden? How do you prepare when you go on stage?
So you have to be very, uh, can I say, you have to really calculate your time and your preparation process because otherwise, then you will lose your. I mean, you will not have enough preparations. So I always plan very far because we get the plans like 2 or 3 years before ahead,
Mm.
from the performances. So we plan very carefully about the repertoire and about the traveling and everything.
So you've gone from this journey when you saw this amazing performance that moved you when you were 5 years old to now performing on stage. Going through that journey, now that you've made it this far, what does it feel like when you are performing on stage?
Sometimes it's really, it's amazing and a fantastic feeling to be on stage, but sometimes I also I also went through the hard times because not every concerts can be like perfect, or I mean, there's no perfect concert actually, but
Mm.
you can really feel satisfaction from making music because of your colleagues who's making music with you on stage, or you can feel the satisfaction from the audiences from the communication with them. So it all depends like which or like how you could really make it happen. But yeah, sometimes it's good, sometimes it can be very not satisfied.
But I'm sure there will be another different 5-year-old in the audience watching your performances who'll be moved in the same way that you were as well when you were younger. You have a new album out now, Violin on Stage, and this is your first album after signing with Deutsche Grammophon, and you in fact became the first Korean violinist to sign with this very esteemed label. What has that been like working with them?
I mean, it's very I mean, for me, it's really, I'm honored to work with them because they are the best of best in this classical music market. And they have been working with the best musicians, but really legendary classical artists. So it's just overwhelming to actually to think that I'm one of them and I can really communicate with them and about this great music projects. And I don't know. I just feel very honored, but also at the same time, it's kind of it's also a big burden to me as well because I have to be really better and better every day.
Can you introduce us to the album Violin on Stage?
Oh yeah, this this new album is about the music for opera and ballet. So that's why we named it Violin on Stage because I will play all the opera music and ballet and also about the dances I will produce with the violin and orchestra. So that's how the name came from. And also it's about the tradition because there is a so-called like golden age of violinists, which is 20th centuries, and like such as Heifetz, Oistrakh, Kogan, Milstein, those legendary violinists, they really explored their limits and the challenges through this instrument, through this kind of repertoire, opera arrangements, and also like a lot of arrangements they did themselves and to really get the higher artistries of their music. And I think because that kind of tradition stopped a little bit after 20th centuries, so I wanted to bring it back and I wanted to rebuild and I wanted to continue this legacy.
And as we said, you are in Korea now and you're about to go on tour. Are you looking forward to performing again here? How long has it been? And especially during this pandemic era when I'm sure a lot of performances have been cancelled or with very limited audiences, what's it like being on stage at the moment?
At the moment, it's every concert feels like it's really precious because it's it has been really difficult time for everybody, but specifically musicians. We were not able to make concerts with live audiences. That was really devastating for us, and but luckily, I was able to make one of the first concerts after the pandemic. It was like last year in May with KBS Symphony Orchestra. And I almost cried on stage when I went on the stage because I saw so many people were waiting and enthusiastically, but with the mask on, and that was really emotional moment of my life. And after that, I wouldn't. I was not able to make any concerts in Korea until last February until the Tongyong International Festival in Korea. So, so it's been quite a while that I didn't have any concert tour in Korea.
Sure, we're almost out of time, but very briefly, if you would like to have a message to your Korean fans out there who'd be looking forward to this tour, what would you like to say to them?
First of all, I really thank to I am really thankful to my Korean fans because they have been supported me really a lot. You were my inspirations actually to be a better musician and to be a really better person. And I would be really grateful if you can come to my one of my concerts in tour. And I'm very looking forward to it. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on the new album. Good luck with the tour and the good luck with the rest of your quarantine as well. It's been a delight to have you with us today. We've been speaking to violinist Kim Bomsori for Touch Base in Seoul. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.